Hustle, hustle, yeah. Hustle. What up, y'all? It's your favorite DJ, the one, the only Prophet McFly, and this is your rant of the day. Do I have some shit in my... Man, if I have some shit in my... drop that shit in the comments. Let me know. I got some, drop those googly eyes in the comments. Let me know I'm looking bugged out. So I want to thank y'all for tuning in. We gonna get back at it like I never left. I know there's certain things, right? I'm out here in North Dakota, and I'm wondering why, North Dakota, Minnesota region, I'm wondering why every time I'm like driving, it gets icy, the roads is wet. Motherfuckers, especially the motherfuckers in the trucks, you know, and I don't know if they keep their shit set to four-wheel drive. These motherfuckers be hitting these corners like they're trying to spin a block or some shit. And I'm not talking about cops, so I'm not coming at people directly. Like, this is not one of those little dick truck comments. I just want to understand why, if you grew up out here, if you live out here, why don't you drive like you know when that shit gets icy? Like, it was 18 degrees yesterday. 18 degrees. If you spit on the ground, that shit will freeze in a matter of seconds. Why the fuck are y'all driving around in light snow and rain like it's all... you know what I mean? Like, this is the Dukes of Hazzard or some shit. Like, I mean, I get why, but still, bro. The one thing you learn in defensive driving is like, yo, you can be the best driver in the world. You can be fucking Dale Earnhardt, no junior, no cap, but you can't predict the next person ain't a horrible driver or a kid or a stolen car or the brakes went out and the joint across the street. I mean, like, it's wild to assume that everyone's joint is working as well as yours and you can just drive whatever way you want. But I think that goes back to how people just act and think out here. Like, the only places out here that didn't vote for Trump were the two reservations. Fargo came close. Shout out to Fargo. Fargo came like a couple thousand away from actually being a blue city for a state and a region that's entirely red. And I hate to go by these bipartisan rules. I know you guys know that if you fuck with me and tune in. Speaking of tuning in, I do want to know what you guys think about the last episode of Politically Miscorrect. Feedback is I won that debate, but now I watched it back and I was like, I don't know. So tap in, let me know what y'all think about the Thanksgiving episode. And it's really simple. It's Politically Miscorrect. You heard me right. Politically Miscorrect. Search that on everything. It'll pop up. It'll be the top result. Episode 3 is what I'm talking about. And tune into episode 4 this Thursday. So before I get on my way, instead of sitting in my car, like I don't got shit to do, I just wanted to tell you guys to be safe, be conscious, be aware of your surroundings, be aware of other people around you. That's literally what these things come down to, right? It's about awareness. It's about not putting yourself or someone else at risk just because you're stubborn or ignorant or complacent, whatever the situation is in your lifestyle. I personally just like the bandanas because I feel like I'm walking around. I get to do this. Grown-ass man. I get to run up in buildings like this. I don't know. I grew up in the hood. It's something like funny. It's a good feeling. And it's just a little bit of sympathy, a little bit of empathy is all it takes for us to get through the situation. I think the reason why as a country we're so far behind in how we've handled the situation is because we lack that. The fact Black Lives Matter is a thing shows that we lack that. The fact there's a Pride Month shows that we lack that. There are groups of people who are always marginalized because we're not empathetic enough, because we're not sympathetic enough, because we can't take ourselves outside of our situation and look to another standard. Now, I say that hypocritically as fuck, because if you follow me on Snapchat, you know that every time I see one of these Blue Lives Matter stickers, every time I see one of these Trump stickers, I call these motherfuckers out. Because to me, that's a symbol of hate. It's no different than a swastika, a Confederate flag, or the KKK logo. Like, I put all them joints together. And I'm not the only one. So, point of this rant, and the question I'm trying to pose is that now that the election's over, now that we're almost in next year and Trump's no longer president, we have a month and a half of this Cheeto being president and then he's gone. I want to know, how come other people don't see that? And I believe that some do, especially people who did vote for Trump, because fish rot from the head. And that means that, like, things don't spoil from the bottom. As failure happens at the top, not at the bottom necessarily. Yeah, you can pull a foundational brick, but there should be a whole building sitting on top of it preventing you from doing that. But it's way easier to knock off that top brick or that top shilling off the ceiling. You know what I'm saying? And there are no ceilings. And this is not about Lil Wayne. I did listen to the mixtape, to keep it real with y'all. I was not a big fan of it. It has nothing to do with his kids. I think anytime an artist puts their kids on, it's dope. I just think, like, after the picture with Trump and after the things he said about Black Lives Matter and then the video he posted on the skateboard, like, bro, I don't know. I don't understand. This is another situation where someone just lacks empathy. Well, I can't fuck with them no more, bro. I just can't. I gotta play your shit. You got too many hits. You got too many bangers. I can't act like a month or two ago I wasn't arguing with my friends. Like, is he better than Jay? Is he better than Pac? Is this dude the dude? Like, is he possibly? I realize now that was blasphemous. He's not in the same realm as Big or Pac or Jay. His artistry lacks the depth, and not because his artistry lacks the depth. I think as a person, he chooses to lack the empathy. That's just my opinion on the dude. I don't know him personally. I feel like if I did, my opinion would probably switch immediately, because the best way to know someone is their experiences, your experiences with them, not necessarily what you see and hear from other sources. But it seems like from his source, he's pretty confident in his. I don't see Trump as an equation of hate. We know how Weezy in particular feels about Black Lives Matter. So I'm not talking about him in particular. I'm asking a larger general question, and I would love you guys to answer this in the comments and let me know, like, why is it like that? It's easy for me to draw a line from the Confederation to the KKK to the Nazis to Trump. It's a straight line for me. For people who voted for Trump, I can see how you don't want to draw that straight line, because you would implicitly apply yourself in that position, like part of that line. And you are. There's a reason why he only won in places that are 50 to 90% white. He only won in places in this country that are 50 to 90% white. Think about that for a second. So it should be a clear line. And for the people who can't draw that clear line, how many of them now we walking around that feel this way are not safe because there's like, you ever seen that game? Among Us, right? Like, so who's the imposter now? Who's the real imposters in this America? Who's running around not empathetic, not caring about progression, carrying hate in their hearts, and trying to spread that shit systemically? Nerve to call Black Lives Matter a terrorist organization. Y'all don't even know why I'm ranting about this all the way. Then you need to tune in to Politically Miscorrect episode number 3. And I'm not here to plug my show. I'm really here to plug some new content I got dropping. So Wednesday, make sure you guys tune in for my Woman Crush Wednesday. It's the playlist of the hottest female sounds from around the country, around the globe. It's just straight fire. Ladies, you need a playlist to follow, so get the energy and vibes right, correct? So you're going out with the right frequencies. You're not bumping into catty, hateful bitches. This is that shit. You need to twerk, you need to work out, you need to cycle, Zumba class, stretch. This is that shit. And the females are the future. Let's keep it real. So I switched everything. I'm on my Buy Black shit seriously. So these playlists are now going to be on Tidal. You can still get my old McFly Mondays and Throwback Thursday playlists on Spotify, but from 2021 on, we're doing this on Tidal. And I'm going to drop the link to Politically Miscorrect in this description as well, so you guys can tap in really quickly. I want to thank you for tuning in. I want to thank you for listening to me rant and ramble and rumble. And at least I didn't get knocked out like Nate. Bro, that was crazy. I don't even know what to do with that Crypto Nate jersey now. Like, I feel like I should auction that and put that shit on eBay. It's probably worth no money. Or maybe it's worth a lot. I don't know. But shout out to Nate Robinson, man. I can empathize with the dude. He jumped in when I first moved out here. I was still super athletic, still had a hell of a vert and shit. And I'd hop on like this icing rink that was across from the apartment I was living in and get my ass schooled by like little kids. Like, 'cause I don't play hockey. It don't matter how athletic and tall and stronger I am than these little kids. They actually understand the rules and know how to move with fucking skates. I look like a doofus out there. And I feel like that's what happened to Nate. He's a baller. He's not a brawler. And I like that, right? Baller, not brawler. So he ended up in I'm not saying he can't fight or can't scrap or whatever. As a Nick, I seen him like square up and tee up with some guys that were a foot plus taller than him. So I'm not questioning that man's heart at all. I'm just saying, not a sport. I still can't stand Logan Paul. Like, that dude is a joke, bro. But get your money, bro. And this year, if you can get a bag, I got nothing negative to say about you. And if you're a woman like Candace Owens, I'm just going to bite my tongue, because it's important that we protect our women, protect all women. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Please drop the answer to my question in your comments. I'm really curious to know, and I want to bring this to the discussion this weekend on Politically Miscorrect. I really want to understand why people don't see that straight line from slave owners and white supremacy, KKK, and cops, and Nazis. Like, it's all the same shit, bro. 10 pennies in a 10-cent piece. Why they weigh different, have different coins, different symbols, the fact of the matter is it pays for the same shit. already know. Prophet McFly. This is my rant. Better enjoy that. Playtime, always.
The truth is good for always bursting your bubbles. That's why the world's coldest, come together in a huddle, helping out. The road's rocky and it's covered in puddles and dust. We continue on cause we accustomed to puzzles. Life is a hustle.
Cause every day, and every night